It's horrible. The IRS is cracking down on small businesses and side hustlers, and we need to talk about this because it's getting serious. And the sad thing is most people aren't going to get a letter from the IRS or their accountant for about a year. So let's dive into the stories and what is going on right now. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. 2026 is the year to start a business or a side hustle. I want every single one of you to absolutely crush it, even if it's buying and selling stuff at a garage sale. Let's start making money. All right. You guys know that the Ninjas had over 22 businesses and side hustles. Yikes. Here we go. The IRS is cracking down. Short answer, yes and no. Yes, enforcement is reporting there is more enforcement and reporting around small businesses and side hustles. They have increased, and the IRS is not launching mass raids on mom and pop businesses. They just send you letters, threatening letters. So what has actually changed just recently? Oh, really quick. For all of my awesome small and medium businesses, even large businesses, if you want to register for the Business Tax Accelerator, where we show you how to accelerate your tax write-offs legally, which means you're going to make more because you're going to pay less, and it's going to carry on for the rest of your life. Links down below, because the first live coaching calls, we've got 6 of them scheduled, start January 13th. So before the price goes up, links down below for that. And then I'm going to use all of that information on how we blew up your businesses and you all crushed it in a year to sell way more businesses for 5 times the cost next year. That is my hidden secret. Here we go. What is actually changing? More income is now being reported to the IRS automatically. Payment platforms like Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Etsy, Uber, and all kinds of others are now automatically issuing 1099-Ks and 1099 NECs forms right to the IRS, right to the people that need it. But a lot of people, like even in crypto, this is happening. I don't think we've ever really seen such a broad expansion of automatic reporting going on from companies because the IRS has forced the company's hands. And I think a lot of people are going to try and get one over on the IRS. They're like, oh, I'm just not going to add that to my taxes. And you're going to find out that your file is going to get bigger and bigger. And a lot of people are going to get sadly targeted in the next handful of years. They're just going to wait until they want to arrest you. And I'm not joking. This is something you don't want to mess around with. Now, this makes just this prod, platforms, all these platforms that are reporting now, this makes side hustle income far more visible to the IRS. The IRS doesn't need to hunt you down because the data comes to them free because they forced all these companies to do it, right? Remember, if the income is reported and you don't declare it, it triggers notices, not SWAT teams, all right? Now, enforcement is focusing on some compliance gaps, and that's why we created the Business Tax Accelerator for small and medium businesses to absolutely change the way they use their revenue to pay for all kinds of things that are legal tax write-offs that they're not doing right now. And it makes me sick to my stomach that companies are charging $10,000 for the same product. And I believe mine's better, to be honest with you. Actually, I know it is. The IRS is now prioritizing unreported income, Schedule C losses year after year. So hobby businesses right here, hobby income reported as a business, that is all stopping this year. It's not a joke. Mismatch between reported income and lifestyle indicators. A lot of crypto investors are about to get a very, very rude awakening with what comes happening after April. And this will disproportionately affect sole proprietors, gig workers, and side hustlers who never thought it mattered. This year is not a joke. Audits are going to be blowing up. Automations, not audits, is the main tool. They're saying right here, most enforcement is going to start with computer matching. They've got AI already set up for this. This isn't fear porn. This is straight serious stuff. Automated notices are going out where they don't even need employees. You know how everyone's saying, oh, it's okay, Trump's closing IRS doors and firing agents or not hiring as many as Biden wanted? They don't need to. It's all computerized. This isn't a joke. I just had a friend threatened by Chase just a few minutes ago. They're shutting down all of his accounts because he ended up buying software. I believe it's because he bought software that had to deal with crypto taxes. This is not a joke. It's all this automation that's causing bank accounts to close all over the nation for little things. I've been flagged so many times from my accounts, even though, like, I'll give you an example. One of my accounts would wire money to Coinbase. It's a normal thing. I've gotten flagged every single time. It does not matter that it's the nation's largest crypto exchange. It doesn't matter that it's fully compliant. It doesn't matter that I've wired it 10 times. The computer just goes, kick it out. It's fraud. Until you go see a normal person. This happens all the time. And it's getting worse. AI is going to screw it all up. That's why you have to have safeguards in place. But the IRS one, that's serious stuff. That's like, hey, you know what? The AI just sent out an alert. Somebody didn't answer their mail, and we sent out the mail, and they didn't answer us. So just put out a warrant for their arrest, and they're going to come get you. I see that coming in the next handful of years. Am I the only one that sees this kind of stuff? Like going, this is not going to be good. Type yes or no if you agree with this. Like, hopefully I'm not alone here. Everyone's on this Trump hopium that, he's going to get rid of income tax. Where the hell are you going to build highways from? How are you going to pay for police and fire? How's all this crap going to work? Oh, no, he's just going to do it. I think this is a time for people that own small businesses and side hustles to double down, get under compliance, pay less taxes legally using the tax code, which benefits people if they build business, hire people, and create things. Tax code's in your favor, right? If you invest specific ways, like with real estate and things like that, you can get lower taxes. Most people don't even start businesses because they're afraid of making too much money to pay more taxes. You only pay a percentage of your profits in taxes. And if you do it right, you pay very little taxes legally. This reminds me of a story I want to tell you. My uncle, my grandparents, and other family members were really into investing in oil. And for a while there, I was investing in limited partnerships that drilled oil wells. We actually, would gather a bunch of us together. This happened in like 2005. I was in my 20s. And Robert Kiyosaki personally actually introduced me to the CEO of this company, and a long time ago. And so I got involved with these guys, and I was investing in these oil wells. And what was really interesting was that my uncle told me a story of this Texas oil baron. Her husband had started this company, owned tons of wells, and they're driving one day, and she's like, "You see those 3 oil wells on my property?" He goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Those, all those right there, they don't belong to me, even though they're on my land. The first 2, the government gets. Everything they pump out, they get that money. But that third one, that's all mine." And my uncle, it never went. What he took away from that was she was focusing on the one that's all hers. Yep, the government's going to come take their spot, but you know what? That one's mine. And so many people in this world will stop from doing something great because they're afraid of the tax man. And as long as you know what you're doing, and I get it, there's a lot of tax people. It just seems like they don't know what they're doing and they want to overcharge you. Like, am I the only one? Type 1 if you know what I'm talking about. I've ran into those types all the time. Every once in a while, you get rock stars, but the rock stars, man, they charge tens of thousands of dollars. No joke, because they're worth it. My CPA has been in so many different investments and owns so many different types of businesses. It's crazy. Pretty smart dude. So I started teaching these courses with him, begged him to do these courses because I'm like, the average person doesn't have access to your style of brain. Everyone I meet with him and his circle of friends and attorneys and other accountants and stuff, these guys are rock stars. But you've got to be a multi-millionaire. And I'm like, it's messed up that business owners don't have this luxury to be able to tap into these kind of brains. That's why we built these courses. It says here, small businesses are easier now with this IRS enforcement than large corporations. It says large corporations fight back with teams of lawyers. Small businesses often lack documentation. We teach that. Mix personal and business finances. We teach how not to do that. And miss deductions and underreport income. I'm telling you right now, if this is you and you're ever been concerned, and I'm just curious right now, we're live. You guys do me a favor and type what kind of business you have. I want to see it. I'm going to read it real quick and see where you guys are at. What type of business? And actually, if you're okay with doing it, type how much your businesses make, because I'm curious how many different the various bands of business owners we have here. Some business owners make $5,000, $10,000 a year, which is awesome because it's a side hustle, right? Some make six figures. I'm an eight figure between all my businesses added up. I do about eight figure. Oh, I know I do definitely do over eight figures, and we're going to be moving to nine pretty soon, and I'm really excited about that. Like it's not just Alex Mosey running around with his tank top on all the time that does that kind of stuff, and I do know how hard it is. Portable restrooms, 110 grand. Dude, porta potties are epic. That is not a crappy business. Pardon the pun. It's not. E-commerce, seven figure. Look at all the successful people. Look at all of these six-figure companies right here. This is freaking epic. Woodworking startup, 10K last year. That's awesome. I love woodworking. Dude, this is incredible. I love this. Look at the room you're in right now. If you were a business owner, think about the type of people, the amazing people that would come on, honestly, watch this channel. You got to be pretty freaking awesome to watch this channel because you're not bought, you're not the fancy stuff doesn't affect you. That makes sense? Does that make sense? I love that. This is actually incredible. I love meeting business owners too. I honestly think what I want to do for business owners, and we started with that personal tax 101 course and the that talks about difference between side hustle tax write-offs and personal write-offs that you can be doing. We're taking it to the next level, the stupid next level with the business tax accelerator. And I'm not really fancy when it comes to my sales tactics. I'm sure a lot of people here are my students and they say incredible nice things about me and makes me blush. But I'm not a really good salesperson. So let me tell you what I'm doing. I've got my CPA and tax planner. We built a course with a ton of lessons. And what we're going to do is we're going to provide 6 live coaching calls to show everyone in that group how to implement these tax plans or to build a tax plan and how to implement these tax changes into your business and stay compliant, which means even the first lesson shows you how through IRS code, this program is a tax write-off to keep you in compliance. What I want to do is this next year, I'm going to watch all of your businesses grow and you're going to sleep better at night because you may not have the greatest CPA, but I'm going to show you, and Zishan's going to teach you how to go to your CPA and say, I need this, this, and this done. I even know how to fill out the documents. And what we're going to do is we're going to compile all these things. And this course, if you're in it now, just so you know, every time because I'm going to resell it multiple times a year. And every time there's a change in the tax code that has to do with your business, we're going to change that. And we're going to update it. And you're going to get all those updates for free year after year as long as we're selling this. And I think it's one of the lowest, I think it's the lowest price program I've seen. I've seen other tax professionals charge like $10,000 for what we're doing. I don't think that's cool. So until the price goes up again, it's what, $19.99 or something like that. If you want it, you can write it off. And then don't take any of this as tax advice. You'll see the tax professional teach you why and how to do that properly in the first couple lessons. But I want to take your businesses and I want to take them to the next level. And I've got some other surprises down the road. So can't wait to meet you guys in those tax calls. Hopefully you have a great day. The Economic Ninja is out. Oh, and last thing, please do not let any of this stop you from starting a business. A lot of you have got an idea, a dream, a goal. Don't just share that with the wrong people. Like, just don't go tell your family and friends about it. Like, learn how to do it right. Do it safe so that you sleep well at night. Don't do it with any debt. Start small. You're absolutely going to crush it. I believe in you because I have belief in myself and I know what I've accomplished. And if this country bumpkin without pretty much without a high school diploma, that's a whole nother story, can do what I did, you can do it. And I totally believe in you. I'm not joking. You are the type of person, if you try, that's the type of person I'd want to be a friend with. People that try. And if you fail, it's just a badge of honor that meant you tried and you're going to try again. And that's really who I want to learn from. I want to know. Hopefully you got something out of this. Screw it. I know you did. The Economic Ninja is out.